Do you go to your advisor once or twice a year when required, but don't necessarily check in throughout the semester? For our project, we wanted to look at a new and improved way of matching advisors to new students. Almost all advising across the country is assigned randomly, whether it be to faculty advisors or specialty advising staff. U.S. News and World Report says that 1 in 3 students change their major during college, and at private schools, the average student takes 136.5 credits for a 120 required credit degree. These numbers can be greatly improved with some targeted advising early on. Our solution is the introduction of a new and easy survey focusing on 3 main criteria: academic interests, special circumstances, and self-reported personality traits that will help match students to advisors. Okay, so this is our user form. This is what the person will be looking at as soon as they open our document. First, they would get their data, and this will populate the screen in the back with all of the data collected from surveys to both the students and the advisors. And then they would add in how many students per advisor that they want. And in this case, we're going to choose 4 and save. And then we're going to ask the program to show us pairings. This will run Solver and we'll come up with a list of all the students and which advisor that they should be going to. Okay. So here on the left is all the students. The index is just where they appear on the list. And then the advisor pair is which advisor they should go to. So in this case, we just have numbers because we weren't able to get the exact advisors. But ideally, you would be able to put in a name instead of these numbers.
In order to get the data from the students and the advisors, we created a Google Docs survey that was sent to both students and advisors. We focused on 3 different areas, that being academic questions, special circumstance questions, and then personality traits. For our survey, we weighed each of the 3 areas equally. However, in the future, or if it's being used by different departments that want to weigh different criteria, heavier or less heavy, they can do that as well. But we wanted to take a holistic look at each student, and so all of our criteria was weighed equally. So both the student and the advisor data directly populates into their own Google Sheets survey. So you have student surveys as well as the advisor surveys. Like Emily mentioned, all of the advisor surveys we weren't able to collect, so we did end up randomly populating that data. So moving on from there into how it works on the back end of things, all of this data is then queried into our workbook. So here you can see this brought in the Google survey data of the students, and this will automatically change as the Google survey changes. Then this is the queried data from the advisors. And then lastly, we merged the 2 data sets. We appended the 2 data sets so that it would be easier to work with all the data by putting it in one workbook or in one sheet.
So with this data, as Ria mentioned, we put it all into one Google Sheet. Here we can easily compare the advisors with the students. So for example, if we take Emily's data, every time she matches up with another advisor with the same answer, so if they both answer yes, as she does with number 7, number 6, number 4, and number 3, they will each get 1 compatibility point. If she does not match up with the same answers, like for example, if one of them says yes and the other one says no, then no points will be allocated. We take all of those points, and we come up with a chart of compatibility scores for each advisor's and student pairing. After that, we go to the solver part of our sheet. Right here, as you can see, we have all the names of the students, and then we have the index, which just lets us know where on the list each student is. Right here, we have the optimal advisor pairing and their compatibility scores. Over here, we built out our constraints. So since the user inputted that they don't want more than 4 students per advisor, that can be seen here, as well as it can be seen how many students go per advisor. So for example, for advisor 1, you'll only have 1 student. which meets the constraints because each advisor needs to have at least one student and no more than 4. Lastly, when we were running this solver, we tried to maximize the compatibility scores, which can be seen down here, this number 388.
So our design is easy to use for universities each semester, and by using this, we can match students who have different backgrounds with advisors better. And by in this user form, and we can also change the maximum amount of the advices per advisors. So we could use this in many circumstances.